Welcome to Soul Heart Intuitive, a space for intuitive astrology, soul reflection, and grounded cosmic guidance. I'm Sarah from Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching, and together we'll explore the wisdom of the skies and the wisdom already living within you. Each episode is an invitation to slow down, listen more deeply, and reconnect with the truth your soul already knows. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin. Hey, beautiful souls. I'm Sarah, your soul oracle deconditioning coach and mirror here at Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. And this is your energy update for the week of June 21st to June 27th. So this week, something is shifting, not through force, not through urgency, and not through needing to figure everything out right now. And it's happening quietly, beneath the surface, inside your heart. And if you slow down long enough, you'll notice it. The skies this week aren't asking you to do more. They're asking you to come home to yourself, to your emotions, to your needs, to the parts of you that have been asking for care instead of criticism. There is healing available right now, but healing requires presence, not perfection. On June 21st, the sun enters Cancer. The energy starts to turn inward, toward home, toward connection, toward emotional safety. You may feel more sensitive than usual, more aware of what nourishes you and what drains you. Cancer reminds us that sensitivity is not weakness, it is information. It is awareness. It is your soul helping you recognize what truly matters. This is your invitation to slow down, to nurture yourself, to create space for what your heart has been trying to say. Just hours later, the sun forms a sextile to Chiron and Taurus, and something becomes visible, a healing, a realization, a piece of yourself you may not have noticed was already changing. This is gentle energy, the kind that helps you recognize how far you've actually come. You may suddenly see old patterns differently. Notice where you've grown. Notice where you've softened. Notice where you're no longer carrying the same stories you once did. Healing doesn't always arrive through dramatic breakthroughs. Sometimes it arrives through awareness, through compassion, and through finally allowing yourself to receive the care you've always needed. On June 25th, Venus in Leo will trine Saturn in Aries. Our relationships stabilize. What is real becomes clearer. What is consistent becomes more valuable than what is exciting. This is where trust deepens, not through grand gestures, but through presence, through follow through, through showing up again and again. This transit asks, what are you truly building? Who continues to meet you with honesty, effort, and care? Because sustainable love is created through consistency, not intensity. And what is meant to last often reveals itself through the simplest acts of devotion. Later that day, the sun will square Neptune in Aries, and suddenly the boundaries become less clear. You may notice where you've been doing too much, carrying too much, giving more than is actually yours to give. This transit asks for honesty, not about what everyone else needs, but about what you need. Where are you overfunctioning? Where are you trying to control an outcome that needs room to unfold naturally? Where are you exhausting yourself trying to hold everything together? Neptune reminds us not everything requires your rescue. Not everything requires your management. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back and allow balance to return on its own. This week isn't about pushing forward. It's about listening, listening to your body, to your emotions, to the places where healing is already happening. If you've been feeling tender, more emotional, or aware that something inside you is changing, you're not off track. You're becoming more aligned. So don't rush the process. Don't force the answers. Let yourself receive what the season is trying to show you. Because the real transformation isn't happening outside of you, it's happening within you. One realization, one breath, one act of self honoring at a time. And it isn't asking for perfection, only presence, trust, and you. So take a breath. You're not behind, you're right on time. And everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You're not leaving the path, you are the path. So, overall energy for this week, based off of the cards, we have part of fortune increase. Cancer, I feel. And Pisces, I believe. So you can really see this encapsulated within the energy that I just discussed. There's going to be an increase in terms of your feelings, what it is that you need to feel, and what it is that you need to believe. Because ultimately, you need to believe and you need to look at what it is that you believe and how does that contribute to how you feel. What is it that is coming to the surface as you are going through and you're experiencing your day to day life? It is really that simple. Because if you can look at what it is that you feel and what it is that you believe, you can have all of the answers. Now, it may mean that you need some twists and adjustments along the way, but there's nothing wrong with making shifts and adjustments and becoming more aware of what it is that's been going on. You can change things, but sometimes you have to start with yourself first. So I've pulled cards for each of the zodiac signs, and the messages, they're layered. Our sun and rising sign is where your future self is whispering to you through the veil. So let's tune in. Remember, this isn't a matter of controlling the outcome, but to mirror back what your soul already knows is ready to shift. So let this be your pause, your anchor, and your reminder that this energy isn't here to break you, it's here to recalibrate you. So, Aries, your card this week is Lonely Child, isolation, inner void, and emotional hunger. So there's a part of you that feels lonely. You've closed yourself off from the potential of what it is that's out there. May have done this for a good reason, but ultimately, what you've done is you've created a void within inside of yourself. And in order for you to change that, to shift that, you need to start reaching out to people. You need to start connecting in ways that you haven't connected before. Or it may have been a while since you connected in that way. But this isn't a time for you to isolate yourself. This is a time for you to connect, for you to reach out and for you to say, I am ready to do this. I am ready to heal this. I am ready to change this. And for you to reach out and talk to other people and get other people to help you because you cannot do this alone. You have tried to do it alone and it hasn't worked. So reach out, get a helping hand from somebody else and walk through this process with someone else. Taurus, your card this week is repeating cycles, unconscious loops, familiar pain, and pattern addiction. So you have a pattern that is repeating in your life. Some cycle that you have participated in the past is changing now. You are seeing it now, or maybe you're not seeing it. And this is a time for you to start to see what it is. But you have experienced the cycle before. Whatever happened before could happen again. But you have the opportunity to break the cycle, to change the way that things are happening. When you become aware of what the pattern is, you can start to shift it and you can start to change it. So make a shift, make a change, do something different. This is your opportunity. You do not have to take the same path that you've taken before. You can change the pattern. And this is a time for you to change the pattern. But first, you have to become aware of it. Gemini, your card this week is wholeness includes cracks, imperfection, tenderness, and humanity. You are whole exactly as you are, warts and all. You have the potential to embody who you are, not strive for perfection anymore. You don't have to be perfect. We are all imperfect in some way. Let your vulnerability and your authenticity rise to the surface. Let people see who it is that you really are. You have an opportunity to let people see you for who you are. So let them in. Show them what it is that you have been trying to hide. Because this isn't a time for hiding. This is a time for you to be visible. So remember, wholeness includes cracks. Imperfection is a thing, and you can be that imperfect person that you are and just show up. Cancer, your card this week is never enough, chronic striving, self-doubt, and fear of failure. So, Cancer, you feel like you are never enough for either yourself or for those people around you. This is more an internal dialogue than it is an external one. And if you were to talk to somebody about it, most likely somebody would tell you that that's not true, that you are enough exactly as you are. Your chronic striving is more about you than it is about them. So remember, this is an internal dialogue. This is something within inside of yourself, not out. It's not an external thing, it's an internal thing. What are you afraid of? Because you're trying to avoid your fear of failure. And by doing that, you may just be creating that very thing that you're afraid of. So, what is it that you're afraid of? What are you striving towards? Because if you take a look at what that thing that you're striving towards is trying to tell you, you may realize that you already have part of that there. So, what are you actually striving towards? That's your question this week. All right, Leo, your card this week is Reclaim the Lost Self, Identity, Power, and Soul Retrieval. There is a part of you, Leo, that you gave up, either for someone else or something else. This is a time for you to reclaim that. What did you give up and why did you give it up? Are the big questions for you this week. Once you're able to realize that and become aware of it, you can start to see the power for what it is. You have this power within inside of yourself, but you have to reclaim what you lost first. So allow yourself to reclaim what you lost. It may sound simple, but you may have emotions that come up as a result of it. Feel whatever it is that is coming up within inside of you, because that's going to lead you through the process. Virgo, your card this week is know it all, overcompensation, defensiveness, and ego shield. You're using the fact that you may know everything as a way of keeping people away, defending yourself. You're protecting yourself. You're overcompensating for the fact that you really probably don't know everything. You just want to appear that you know everything. This is a week of healing. It is a week of being vulnerable with people and showing yourself for who you are. Let people inside. You don't have to know everything. Nobody expects you to know everything. Only you expect you to know everything. So take a step back and allow yourself to be curious. What is it that you think that you know, but maybe that you don't? Because that will lead you down the path of opening yourself up to the possibilities. Libra, your card this week is Pain is a Teacher, Recognition, Expression, and Growth. Pain is here to help teach us. It's here to help guide us. It's something that most of the time we don't want to experience, but it is something that is necessary for our evolution as human beings. Allow yourself to evolve. Look at your pain for what it is. Pain is your teacher. It is here to help guide you. It is here to move you in the right direction. And if you need a little bit of help, you can always ask. There is information and there is guidance out there, but you have to ask. Your pain is here to teach you something. It is that simple. And once you recognize it and you're able to express it, then you're able to grow as a person. So allow yourself to let pain teach you something because that is what it's here to do. Scorpio, your card this week is Love Isn't Control, Attachment, Fear, and Misunderstanding. When you're trying to control something, it isn't love. It really is that simple. Control is a shadow mechanism. It is something to show us our fear, our attachments, where there might be misunderstandings. And when we are able to see control for what it is, that it is that shadow mechanism, we have the opportunity to step outside and to view things as love. This is an opportunity for you to view things as love, not as shadow, not as parts of your past or pains that you have gone through, but to really step outside and show things love and care. So really step out of yourself this week and show things for what they are. They are loving and they are caring. You can do something different. You don't have to let your shadow control you. So, love is in control this week. Sagittarius, you are worthy by being, inherent value, enoughness, and identity. You are enough just by being you. You don't need to strive to be somebody else. You don't need to look outside and be somebody else. You can just be you. And the person that you are is enough, just as you are. Just by you being here as a human being, you are enough. It is that simple. Your identity is what it is. You. You are enough exactly as you are. Capricorn, your card this week is emotional blackout, shock, freeze response, and internal collapse. So you may have some interesting information this week that presents itself and provides a little bit of a shock to your system. It may cause you to have a freeze response. What I would recommend if you have a freeze response is for you to really take that time that you're in that place and to think. Don't just react. Don't just lash out as a result of the shock and the response. Really look at things for what they are that are coming up into your head. Be aware of what it is that's going on around you and inside of you. And really take a look at those things for what they are. They're here to teach you something. When we have an emotional blackout, it is because our nervous system can't handle the energy that is coming up as a result of that information. Allow yourself the time that you need to process that information because that information is coming up for a reason. It's here to tell you something. So don't just react because you feel like you need to react. Allow yourself the time to process. And I would recommend that with a lot of things this week if this card is coming up for you. Really allow yourself time to process. Don't just react because you think that's what you're supposed to do. Take time for yourself to think. Aquarius, your card this week is fear of success, visibility, pressure, and fear of expansion. You are afraid of being visible and allowing people to see that side of you and what that means for yourself. Because by being visible, you are succeeding. And sometimes you may be like, I really want this, but do you really want that deep down within inside of you? And if the answer is no, then you're having a response to that. You're not allowing yourself to be seen for who and what you are. You're just reacting out of fear. Try and take a step outside of your fear this week. Allow your fear to take a back seat. Show up, be visible, do things that put you in front of people because that is how you break patterns. You do the very thing that you're afraid of. So step outside of that. Allow yourself to be visible. Allow yourself to expand and see what happens as a result. And Pisces, your card this week is hold your inner child, love, safety, and reparenting. Hold that inner part of you safe. You're going through a lot. There is a healing process. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It is something that will transform us. Love yourself. Keep yourself safe as you're going through this process. And remember, your parents did the best that they could with the information that they had. So if you felt like your parents didn't do what was best for you growing up, this is an opportunity for you to do something different. Reparent yourself the way that you wish that your parents had parented you. Love yourself. Hold yourself safe. Keep yourself safe because there are a lot of things going on within inside of you. And as a result, you need time to process and to think. So take time to love yourself this week. So remember, you're not lost. You're between stories. So let the messages find a place in your body, even if they don't make sense yet. Because sometimes the most powerful knowing comes in the quiet after the card is pulled. So let the messages you receive to anchor your next step, even if you can't see the full map yet. Our sun and rising set are codes that are layered. Let them sit, let them settle. If you're craving deeper cosmic guidance and spiritual anchoring, come join me inside the Soul Keys Temple. It's my signature monthly membership. You can find full details at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. You can also always book a personal soul session with me if you want to go deeper one-on-one. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, and the magic continues there. So here's to a week of sacred pivots, anchored clarity, and deep inner resonance. So stay tuned in, stay luminous, stay you, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you for spending your time with me here at Soul Heart Intuitive. If this episode resonated, please be sure to follow the podcast and share it with someone who may need this message today. And if you're ready to explore your own cosmic blueprint, cycles, and the deeper wisdom guiding your path, you can learn more or book a session at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. Until next time, trust your intuition, stay connected to your truth, and remember to stay connected to the wisdom within you.